This is the Marvel sealed pre-release event video that I promise no one else has done yet. Maybe Marvel has done what it's trying to do and has finally moved you from behind the computer into a real in-person live sealed event. So if you're entering this weekend hoping to play some pre-release sealed, and maybe it's your first time or maybe you've done it for a long time, I think these tips are great for anyone who just doesn't know them yet. But it will be especially helpful for those who are trying to move out from just playing MTG Arena and into playing in person at a local game store as well. So if you're new or even a veteran, please flood the comments with all your sealed tips and tricks that help you with your event and having fun at your event as well. So if you play Magic the Gathering mostly in an arena format, the in-person format is going to be just a little bit different. Let's talk about some of the key differences, starting with the things you're going to want to bring. Now, if you're like me and you're at home when you do sealed or events, you probably have all the snacks you need, all the comforts of your own home, and it feels great, and that's awesome. But when you go to a local game store, which you absolutely should, by the way, here are a couple things you might want to bring with you. Number one, playmat. If you don't have one, I really encourage you get one. You have time to order one before this next event, or you can just pick one up at your local game store when you go in. Here's why I think you should do that. Because people are nasty and they leave their germs everywhere, and that is a normal thing that happens in society. However, you do have a little bit of control over it. A lot of tables have playmats down, maybe long playmats, or maybe even they don't. You can bring your playmat, so at least you're the only one touching your stuff, and you're taking your germs from place to place. When you play a sealed event, you're probably going to bounce around a couple different tables, and that's going to be normal, but at least this way you kind of carrying your own stuff with you. You're not just sitting where someone else sat. And I'm not saying everyone is gross, but maybe they're just getting over a cold, but they're not going to miss this event, or maybe they have a cold that just hasn't hit them yet. Whatever the case may be, at least when you bring your own playmat, you have a little bit of control over some of your environment. The next thing is you're going to want to bring sleeves. Standard sealed deck has about 40, so if you buy a pack of 50 sleeves, that should give you plenty of sleeves to play with and some extra for maybe a sideboard if you want to quickly do that. But they're not just for looks or for show. They help protect your cards. So maybe you pull an insane bomb rare or a mythic that you're really excited about and you want to keep really in good condition. A sleeve is going to help you play through that and just keep it nice for at least the duration of the event. I highly recommend those two things. Another thing that I think is really important, I think I have some here, yes, is dice. You're going to want to bring a dice, especially to this event, because it looks like this event will have quite a few dice related mechanics. It's got connive, which is a +1/+1 counter mechanic, as well as power up, which is another +1/+1 counter mechanic, as well as sagas and battle plans or villain plans, whatever they're called. I can't remember right now, and I'm sorry. But those are things that will require some keeping track of, and I would highly encourage you to bring dice. It's something that is usually stocked at your local game store, but if you have a bunch of six-sided dice or even some D&D dice that can just you can bring along in a bag or a box, I highly recommend you do that. Another thing that is going to be really important that I think you really need to do is download the companion app onto your phone. Not only does it help you find local events near you, when you get there, you're going to get a code. You're going to log in with that code to the event and the companion app. It's also going to be important to tracking the win-loss of the actual rounds that you're playing, but I'll get into that a little bit more later. So those are just some things you should bring. Here's what you can expect when you actually sit down in your seat at the table. You're going to get handed a kit. Sometimes, usually, they're just assigned at random, and you can't open them until the person in charge says go. Once they do, they are also setting a timer. That's one thing that is different from this and an online environment is you have all day to build your deck if you want, but you do not have all day. You have about 45 minutes to an hour to deck build. What I like to do is I immediately rip off all my pack decks, and I open them and I crack them and I set all my trash aside, and then I start sorting by colors, putting my mythics and my rares in one pile by themselves, just so I have an idea of what I might want to play, and then I start deck building out of that pool. When you are building your deck, you actually also get access to an additional card called the promo card. That's a card that you typically normally can use in your deck building. It's got a special stamp on it. It's foil. It's usually pretty awesome, and it's another card that you would have in your pre-release kit that you're probably not going to have access to if you just do an online sealed. You can do it however you want, but no matter which way you do it, there's still a time limit. So you're going to want to be ready to play when they start round 1. If you get done a little bit early, maybe you can play against a friend or just try some, shuffle up and play a few things and just kind of see what happens. That's totally fine. But you want to be ready to find your seat when they begin round 1. Typically, that's another thing Companion app is going to be useful for. It's going to tell you what seat you're supposed to be at and who you're paired against. So once you get started, there's a couple things you're going to want to know that's different than online. Online, it just tells you who goes first. Well, in person, you're going to have to figure out between the two of you who actually goes first. There's a couple of things that are going to happen. Typically, a lot of people roll 2 6-sided die, and the the person with the highest roll of the 2 die goes first, or decides if they want the play or the draw. The next thing you're going to do is, as you're shuffling, you're going to want to offer a cut. Present your deck in front of your opponent, let them split it up, and from there, they can cut it however they want. Some might even shuffle your deck for you. Don't take it personally. It's just a way to make sure everyone's playing a fair game. They're going to do the same for you, and you have that opportunity as well. There are a couple do's and don'ts when it comes to cutting a deck, but I'll let the comment section explain to you some of those. So veterans, this is your opportunity to kind of showcase why you wouldn't just take the top card and put it on the bottom. I'll let you guys explain that one. So you're going to play a best of 3 game, and maybe you win both, or maybe you lose both. But if you have extra time, you're still going to have to wait till everyone's done before the next round begins. If you are taking a long time, which there is no turn timer in person, just in arena, but please try to move quickly through your gameplay. It's going to be important for everyone involved. If you go overtime, whoever's turn it is, the person who's running the event is going to announce magic players. It's the end of the round. Now go to turns. What he's saying is you're going to finish your turn, or the other person, whoever's turn is happening right now, they will finish it, and then the next person will go to count turn 1. It'll go back and forth 1, 2, 3, 4 for the amount of turns set at the event, which is usually normal, and you can probably find that in the comments or the description of this video. So we've talked about turns. Another thing to remember when it comes to etiquette, when it comes to playing the game, is this. Now, when you are playing the game, and you are in online, you can kind of use your mouse, hover over the card, and it'll read the card to you, and you can read the card that way. In person, you can't really do that. So before you pick up the person's card across from the table, ask them first. It's just simple etiquette. Ask them before you pick up the card if it's okay if you can read it, just to make sure you know what the card does. As a normal thing, they're going to say, yeah, sure, go ahead. And this also helps make sure that everyone is playing correctly, the game correctly, and everyone's read the card correctly. Which reminds me, always read the cards. Please try to know what your cards do too. You don't want to get caught on the bad side of oops, it wasn't supposed to do that, and then it kind of messes up the whole game. That kind of ruins your win, or maybe their win, whatever it may be. Just try really hard to read the card thoroughly so you can explain it well. Also, make sure you're not missing any of your triggers. It's up to both people technically to maintain a proper and correct board state, but still, I think it's important to go ahead and make sure you're properly reading the cards and doing your best to keep up with all your own triggers. Another thing you're going to use the Companion app for, and this is what I was getting to earlier, is you're going to record who won the matches, whether it was a 2-1 or a 2-0, whatever it may be, or even a tie. Whoever wins is going to type it into their phone onto the Companion app. It's typically polite to show the other person and just say, hey, you agree with this? Is this what happened? And yeah, unfortunately, whether you won or lost, yep, that's what happened. And then you can go ahead and submit that, and then it will start putting the information into the next round. So that's kind of the gist of the main differences. Here are a few additional tips if you're new to in-person Magic or just Magic in general. Number 1, first tip, ask questions. It's okay, especially if you finish early, to ask the person across from the table from you, especially if they're a better player than you, hey, what do you think of this deck? Should I add something? Should I cut something? Should I splash this rare that's not this color? Totally normal and okay. And often Magic players will love to help out and help you in that way. Second thing is try not to rush. Slow down. You don't want to go to turns if you can help it, but it's okay to take your time and try to remember, think through your turns, think through what you're trying to do as you're trying to do it. Again, just read your cards carefully. And if you have a question, just raise your hand and call for a judge. It's okay to tell your opponent, hey, I think the way you're doing, I see what you're doing, but can I just ask a judge to see how it interacts with this card or what I'm trying to do? It's okay to do that. Raise your hand, call for the judge. Someone will come over and kind of probably ask you a few questions about the board state, and then you'll go from there. Magic the Gathering is a fun game, and that last word is really important to it, the gathering. That's why I always encourage people to go to pre-release events. It's a lot of fun. You're going to make new friends, probably maybe hop into a commander pod by the end of the night. Whatever it may be, you're going to enjoy yourself going to an in-person event. I think way more than just doing an event online on Arena. There's just more fun to be had. Bring a water bottle, bring some snacks, whatever you got to do to stay hydrated and not too hangry, but I think you'll just enjoy doing it, even if it's for the first time. So I hope this video was in any way helpful, and if it was, please hit that follow, that like, subscribe, all the good things, and we'd love to continuously see you here in our comment section adding more tips about events, maybe sealed or standard or whatever it may be. And after the event, please come back to this comment section and let me know how it was. I love to live vicariously through other Magic players, especially if they're better than me, which you probably are. I never claim to be good. Just check the video. Check the whole thing. Never said it once. But I do really enjoy the game. So if you enjoy this game and other nerdy things, my name is Nate. I'm a nerd right here at the Nerds Table, and I will see you next time here at our channel. Thanks again, and good night, nerds.